So my uterus is on fire. I want to kill everything in sight. I want to eat donuts with pickles and Takis, of course, and I want to put them all together and eat them. I want to eat fry sauce along with that. If you don't know what fry sauce is, shame on you. Anyways, so since I shall not do that, I shall share a random story of how me and my girlfriend met and got together. So that's gonna be fun, and like all the story of where we are now. I'm going to leave out like the bits that are like personal or something like that. But yeah, so we're gonna do that. Yeah. So I don't go insane, and I'm also just really bored. So that's another reason why I'm doing this. But yeah, so that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun. So what technically happened? Like I was at like a family gathering. Okay, I'm not gonna say where or any part. Um, to like keep confidential and stuff like that, cause that's like security and yeah, that's stuff like y'all don't need to know. Okay, anyways, so oh right, okay. So I was at a family gathering out in a place that's like about 20 to 30 minutes away from my house. And let's just say like I don't know, get off. Okay. But let's just say that I was bored as hell because it was a family gathering. Like I had my cousins or something there, and I was just hanging out with them, and I was extremely bored. Yeah, don't mind that sound if you hear it. It's this. But yeah, so I was like extremely bored. I had nothing to do really. I was like, what do? I'm bored. I have nothing to do. So I was going on the swings. I was on the swings for a while until let's just say there was I heard dogs screaming. So I look and there's a humongous dog chasing my little one. I'm like, oh! So I run over there, everything's fine. My dog's shaking like bloody hell, but she didn't get hurt, thankfully. And she's just like sitting there on her chair like, I'm not moving anyway, I'm not moving a muscle. So I found that really funny. But like what happened after that was like, okay, but blah blah blah. We were just like talking stuff like that, me and my cousins, and like we went to like this candy store and like got some ice cream, and then okay, but we got some ice cream and stuff like that, and like when we went back, it was time for like lunch or whatever we were having. Hell if I know. So we're like, okay, yeah, let's eat some food, but I was like, I'm not really hungry, okay? I'm not the type to eat large amounts, okay? And I just ate some ice cream, so I'm not hungry, y'all. I'm not hungry. I do not want to be eating. But oh well, I had to eat. So I got my plate. I tried to get as little as I could, but then like I look at the swings, and I see someone with a really cool outfit. I'm like, I like that outfit. Okay, I really like that outfit. Uh, and I'm like, wow, like I want to go say hi to them. Like I want to go like compliment their outfit. So like I'm walking over to the swings, and I'm about ready to open my jaws, speak, and my mom is like, I'm just gonna say, Nixie, get your butt over here and eat your food. I'm like, oh, okay. And by the way, Nixie is not my actual IRL name. It's personal privacy, y'all. Anyways, so it's like, Nixie, get your butt over here. You need to eat your food over here and not on the swings. Like, fine. But like, I was like so embarrassed. I'm like, do they see that? But like, they had like their headphones on, so I didn't know if they saw it or not. Apparently they did, by the way. Apparently they did. I'm embarrassed. So anyways, still embarrassed about that to this day. But anyways, so we're just like, I'm just like eating as fast as I can, hoping that they don't go home so I can like at least go over there like, I love your outfit, because it was technically like grunge and scene-core mixed together that day. I'm like, ooh, I like it. Okay, I like that. So I was just like, oh, that's really cool. Like, so when I finished eating, they're still over there, like they're just like listening to music or whatever they were doing. I didn't know, but yes, they were listening to music, haha. But like they were just swinging and stuff like that. And when I went over there, I said, "I love your outfit," and they said, "Oh, thank you." And for the sake of this, I'm just gonna call them Spiral, okay? That's one of the names of their OC, so that's what I'm gonna call them. But so I was like, "Oh my god, I love your outfit," and they're like, "Oh, thank you." They start talking about their interests and what they like for like almost an hour straight, I believe. It was like for a long time. And I was like, ooh, like I liked a lot of that stuff as well. And my mom was like, "Come on, you gotta you're gonna come on a walk with me or whatever." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And next thing you know, they're like take off one of their candy bracelets and they're like, "Here." And I'm like, "Oh." Like I take it, I'm like, "Oh, it looks cool." And like I'm trying to give it back and they're like, "Oh, you can keep it." I'm like, "Oh, okay, I can keep this." It's and like that's when I knew. I went, "Huh, I like this person." So anyways, and like before that, like I'm just gonna like backtrack a little bit because I'm a fast talker and stuff. So like when we were in the middle of talking to something, like we shared our names and like our ages and stuff like that. And then I was like, I said my like I said, "What's your age?" And they said, I prefer not to say that." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then like I said, like what grade I'm going into. No, I am not saying what grade I am in, okay, people? All that you need to know is that I'm a minor. That's all you need to know. But and they went, "No way, you're the same age as me." I went, "Oh, really?" So that's how I instantly knew their age. And stuff like that. So like I found that was really cool and stuff like that. We had a lot of things like we were like interested in. And at that time I was identifying as trans and they were also identifying as like masculine, kind of like boyish at like the time. I'm not gonna say like all of it because that's their thing, like whatever they want to say. But like so like they said, "What's your pronouns?" And I said my pronouns. They're like, "Oh, that's kind of the same as mine." And my pronouns were like he, they, and they're like, "Oh, like that's the same as mine, almost." And like they said their pronouns, and stuff like that. I'm like, "Oh, that's cool, blah blah blah." So like I went, and when I came back from the walk, um, like we exchanged numbers and stuff like that. And the first text that was sent to me, so they were the first one to text, okay? Like they were right in front of me when they texted me. Um, they were, you know who you are, by the way. But they texted. I'm just gonna say, like, they texted the first thing that they texted me. So they text something. I'm like, "Oh, okay," but I had my phone in the car, so I didn't know what they texted me. So they showed me their phone. They texted ass. Just the word ass. Just the 3-letter word ass. I'm like, "Oh, okay. That's fun." I found it funny, to be honest. I found it like really funny. But it's like we're talking for hours, and not hours, but you know, like a long time. And my mom comes over and she's like, "Nixie, it's time to go." I'm like, "Oh, okay, bye, Spiral." And they're like, "Bye." And guess what she tells my family? She's like, "I saved her from getting pregnant." Ma'am, I am sorry, but what? Huh? Ma'am, I am asexual. That stuff's disgusting. And I'm a minor. So yeah, that was fun. That was really fun. Okay, but anyways, so I was like, "Mom, you can't just say that. You can't say that." And so like that. And that was fun. But yeah, so like I was immediately like, "Ooh, I like this person," stuff like that. I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna survive. I'm gonna live for a while longer, see how this goes." Um, so like that same day, like I go and go to like my aunts and stuff like that. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna go eat real quick. I will be right back for part 2. Okay, I have not eaten dinner yet. I just put it in the air fryer. Oh crap. And yes, I'm having cramps right now and I want to kill everybody. So anyways, that same day I went to my aunt's and I was telling her about like my new crush and stuff like that. I was like, I met this person today. I think I like them. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, she was just asking for a jar thingy. Uh, yeah. No more. She does that on my YouTube channel. But so technically, yeah. So I was talking about like this person that I had a crush on. I'm like, yeah, they're really cool. Like we share a lot of the same interests. They're also extremely talkative, so that's good for me. Seeing that I am a very big introvert. When you get to know me, I'll act like a extrovert, but no, stay away. Okay, anyways, yeah. So I was telling her, so and like my cousin wanted a picture, so I asked her like, hey, can you send me a picture? My cousin's being nosy and wants to know what you look like. They sent a very funny picture, a very unserious picture, making me laugh and stuff like that. But then, so that's that. Yeah, that's that thing. But yeah. Okay. Anywho, so I was like telling her about. I was technically talking about him all day, and I was staying at my aunt's for a few days. Okay, for quite a few. Quite a few. Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, but so technically, we were like talking and stuff. Like I was going like, on and on about them, and until one day we were at the pool, and I was like, you know what? It's gonna be like this is gonna be funny. Okay, this is gonna be extremely funny. So I told my cousin like because I was on call with them. Okay, I was on call. I'm like I'm gonna see if they like me back. So I said like I muted myself. I said, "Hold on for a minute. I'm gonna go to the bathroom." And they said, "Oh, okay." I muted myself, and I told my cousin, "Hey, I'm gonna unmute, and you're just gonna like pretend that like you've been there like the whole entire time, and you're gonna say like we'd be a cute couple, okay?" And like she's staring at me knowingly. She's like, "Okay." So we do that, and like I unmute, and she says, "Hey, Spiral," and they're like, "Yeah," and she's like, I think you and Nixie would make a cute couple. And it, not knowing how to respond to that, said, would you kindly shut the fuck up? And I was like laughing. I'm like, I quickly muted. And like then I like unmuted and like I told my cousin like I pretended I was coming back from the bathroom and I'm just gonna call them for the sake of identity theft, I'm gonna call them, uh, 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 what should we call them? You know what? Violet. We're calling them Violet. So Violet, I'm like, Violet, what are you doing? Like, what? I'm so sorry. What did she say and stuff like that? Like pretending that like I wasn't there hearing the whole entire thing, and Violet decided to like technically yell and say, they told me to say it. Nixie told me to say it, and like I was muting every single time or like screaming, so like Spiral couldn't hear um Violet. But yeah, that was fun. So that happened, and let's just say it was like it was just laughing its ass off and stuff like that. Oh, that happened. Yeah, blah blah blah. I think it was like the same night. Yeah, it was the same night. So I said, like I was kind of like giving like kind of clear hints and I like them and stuff. Like I thought I had no chance. And I'm like, I think I kind of like you and stuff like that. No, not like that. It was like that was technically like the hints that I was giving. But what I was saying was like I like somebody, but I know damn well that they don't like me back. And then uh like you know like I'm just gonna say it. So they said, tell me, and I'm like, you get mad, and they're like, no. I said, if I tell you, and like they said, tell me, and stuff like that. And I'm like, no. And they said, well, then tell them. And I'm like, no, if I tell them, then they'll get mad at me. And then it was like, I promise they won't get mad at you. And I'm like, and they're like, so tell me. I said, but you get mad at me. And like, so I said, fine, I'll give some hints. So I gave some pretty clear hints. Very clear. And it started technically screaming through text, oh my god, I love you. So I was like, oh, yes! Like, I was like extremely happy and surprised at the same time. So I was like, wow. And like the next day, like we were on call until like 3 a.m. in the morning, I think. So like the next day, like I wake up, my cousin comes into the room, I'm like, guess what happened? And she's like, what? So I said, I showed her the text, and she went, I knew it. I went, yep, okay. And my mom, I didn't think that she would be supportive at the time. So like I was like keeping it a secret. So were they, don't worry. But and so my mom looked through my phone and saw text messages. Yeah. So she brought me to come see them the next day. Yeah. Stuff like that. So blah blah blah. We were together for a long time for me, anyways, like 3 months. Yeah, I haven't been with someone longer than that. But so like to me, it was really fun. I was like, yippee! I finally have someone who likes me back, and we've been together for a long time. So like almost like the 4 week, like 4 months, and like we're it's like starting to get the 4 months. I'm like, uh, I'm I don't know what to do and stuff like that. Like everyone was going through breakups, okay? Like my friends were going through breakups. My mom was going through some stuff. I'm not gonna say what. Um, and like so like me and my partner Spiral were already taking a little break at the time. But then I just said like, hey, I'm sorry. I sent like a poem, like rhyme poem thing, whatever you want to call it. And it's like we did talk for like a while and stuff until like last night actually. I found out that I'm actually gonna be depressed even more without them. So let's just say that through text I was technically begging for them to get back with me even though I was the one who broke up. Yeah, so that's what happened. I'm not gonna get into a whole bunch of detail of what's been going on, stuff like that. But let's just say, I love my girlfriend, and that's the story so far. And um, their channel is going to be in the description or title, whatever you want to call it. Title, yeah. But and yeah. So now I am going to take a nap. Goodbye.